Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to summer school. And what a fabulous way to end the summer with Catherine in Chatham Bars Inn in Cape Cod, one of my favorite destinations, hotels, and people in the world. This is going to be very exciting. Thank you all for joining. We also hopefully have Inn at Newport Ranch coming on board. Again, there might be some technical issues, but if that does not happen, have no fear. We will reschedule again. But thank you, students, for all being here. I'm your host, of course, Meg Kelly. Oh, here's Blair. Yay. Hey, Blair.
Ouch.
How are you?
I'm good. I apologize. I don't know what
No,
happened.
you're good. We just
Good.
got started. So Blair's here from Inn at Newport Ranch out in California. And then if you wait till the end of the webinar, you're going to have a little secret, insider secret about a JMac fan coming up that we haven't even announced yet. So stay tuned for
Whoa.
that. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's start with you, Catherine. Do you want to get us going and show
Love
off Chatham
to.
Bars Inn?
I
Great.
would. Well, first of all, I just want to say good afternoon, everyone. It is very appropriate to be here in Chatham for the last day of or your last summer school. It's definitely still summer here. We're approaching obviously Labor Day weekend, but summer continues. We call it our secret summer in September. It's a beautiful time to be here. And so I'm going to show you a presentation, but I do want to emphasize, I think everyone, we all think of Chatham and Cape Cod as a summer destination, and it definitely obviously is. But every season here is spectacular, and each season brings different opportunities. So I highly recommend keeping us in mind for the fall. Like I said, fall travel is spectacular here. September, October, our boating beach, all of that is open through October. And then we'll talk about it during the presentation as well. But the holidays at Chatham Bars Inn are absolutely magical. It really, if you want to have your clients experience a real traditional New England Christmas, it's like sending them to a Hallmark movie that they get to star in, and it's fantastic. So just some things to think about, obviously coming up. So I will take you through Chatham Bars Inn. For those of you that don't know me, hopefully I know most of you. I don't know who's on, but I'm, like I said, Catherine Hawk, Director of Leisure Sales for Chatham Bars Inn. I've been here for about, which is crazy, almost 5 years, Meg. So I would say I have the best job in the world, and I really mean that. Like the chance to work with each of you as agents. Nothing makes me happier than meeting a new agent at somewhere around the country, and then them coming to stay at Chatham Bars Inn, and then eventually having your clients come here, and then I get to meet the clients, and it's kind of that full circle experience. So my office is here on property. I live about 10 minutes from Chatham Bars Inn. And I'm really very involved in reservations from the very inception of them right through. I can be involved through their stay if need be. So just know that I take a very personal interest in your clients and in their time here at Chatham Bars Inn. A few things about Chatham Bars Inn. So we are a Forbes 5-star property. 2022 was very kind to Chatham Bars Inn. We have a lot of awards, which we won, which we're we're just humbled by and very proud of. We work incredibly hard, and we do have a team here completely focused on our guests and on the experience that we provide to them. So we were named, we're part of Preferred Hotel Group. We were named for 2022 their #1 hotel of the year of all 650 preferred hotels in the world. We were named #1. So that was a huge thing for us that it's been in the last few months. We were also the #1 historic hotel of America for 2022. The #1 best waterfront property for USA Today for 2022, and then Condé Nast on the gold list of top 45 properties in the world for 2022. So again, just to give you a good sense, if you don't know us, of who we are and what we represent. So Chatham Bars Inn, it's a beautiful, and as I mentioned, we're a year-round property. We're open 12 months out of the year. The height of our leisure season is May through October, but then, like I said, the holidays are completely magical here, as well as going into first night. We have an amazing first night opportunity as well. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But this is an overview and aerial of our property. So we're 25 acres of property. We're from 1914, so we're steeped in history, but at the same time have all the modern amenities that your guests are looking for. We're spread out, like I said, 25 acres, a quarter of a mile of private beach. We have a main inn, and then we have 30 outbuildings, which house the additional 217 rooms. A lot of times when people come to property, and I urge you, if you are out there and you have not been to Chatham Bars Inn, please come visit. I welcome agents to come all the time. It's really important for you to come and experience the property, and I'll set everything up for you so that you can have the full Chatham Bars Inn experience. But a lot of people, when they come here, they don't realize how large it is in a great way. It's a very walkable property. I don't mean that it's not walkable, but it's just bigger than people think it is. So getting to Chatham Bars Inn, this is important. So that Boston Logan, 90 miles, 90 minutes when there's no traffic. But it's an easy trip from Boston, and then guests can, I always recommend, I say, literally just get town car transportation. We can arrange that to have them picked up. Come to property, unless they're doing a lot of day trips off property. There's so much to do here at Chatham Bars Inn. Plus, we offer complimentary Lexus SUV transportation throughout the town of Chatham. We have an amazing, very vibrant Bell team that offers those rides, so they don't really need a car. And we also do have Lexus cars that they can use for a half day for 4 hours at a time if they want to go further. So a lot of times I just say skip the rental car unless they're going to different destinations. But again, we also do have a regional airport, which is Hyannis. If you have guests that are flying in during this high season from New York, there's great JetBlue opportunities from JFK and LaGuardia. I just did it a few weeks ago, and it's 35 minutes. It's the easiest thing ever. So great opportunity for New York clients. So this is Chatham Bars Inn. This is the historic main inn portion of the property, suites in the main inn. And then, like I said, the restaurant cottage style buildings. We also have some of our two of our restaurants, or actually 3 of our restaurants are part of the main inn as well. And then this gives you an overview. So as I said, the additional 217 rooms and suites are in these cottage style type buildings that house the additional rooms and suites. Most of them are individual entrances, have parking right next to their cottage. If they're in a cottage style building, they'll have parking right there if they do choose to bring a car, but it's just very convenient. And now I'm going to show you a video, which we just launched to give you a real sense of being here. And this is like my favorite. You can just see the views, our resort pool, obviously a highlight of Chatham Bars Inn, lined with pool cabanas, the beach, boating. Our beach, as I said, is a quarter of a mile of private beach. We have cabanas, loungers that all line the beach. Food and beverage service to those cabanas, so it just makes for a beautiful experience there. And now my video is glitching for a minute, so bear with me. This did this the other day, and then it kicked in, so if it doesn't, I'll skip over it, but bear with me for 1 minute because it's a great video.
I love this video. I like the guitarist and his tattoos. He seems very cool.
Well, and I'll speak of this while it's hopefully moving out of its glitch. We do have live entertainment daily. So we have, as you can see, like a guitar and singers up at our Bayview Terrace, and they're there from every afternoon from 4 to 8. See, there we go. And this is the views when you're on the Bayview Terrace. So and then we go right into our private clam bake experience. We do the lobsters right there in front of the guests. It's an amazing, amazing experience. Guests can also go out on the boats. They could catch their own lobster and bring it in, and we'll cook it for them. So boating is a real hallmark at Chatham Bars Inn. We have our own fleet of privately captained boats. And you can do anything from sport fishing. This is our farm. Oh my gosh. So we have an 8-acre farm. We source most of our produce from the farm during growing season. As you can see there, we also have farm dinners. So those are every Wednesday night during the summer. And then just going right into what's right near, this is all walkable and bikeable right from the property. This is downtown. We have complimentary bicycles for guests. So they can go to the lighthouse, they can go into town like this. There's shops, restaurant, art galleries, all lining the town of Chatham. It's beautiful. We also have a full service spa. So as I mentioned before, there's so much to do. It's you can definitely don't need to leave. But we have a beautiful full service spa. We have also lots of activities, and this is kind of going more into this season, into the fall and winter. This is our beautiful South Lounge, great place to gather, and that's, again, activities that are right around that area. We offer a high tea, for example, which was really popular last winter. They were selling out. And then we have an amazing wine experience. We have over 650 different labels, so a great opportunity for that. And then going back, it kind of went quickly, but we offer cooking classes, which are really popular, mixology classes, all sorts of things. We offer even, like I said, in the fall and then going into the winter, things like iPhone photography classes, just a lot of different options for people to take advantage of. And then this gives you a sense of our room decor. So as I mentioned, 217 rooms and suites. This is one of our open view suites in one of the cottage style buildings. This is actually suite number 374. It's a beauty, and you can see the views from it are spectacular, kind of a coastal chic feel to these. Now these are in the cottage style rooms, and then the rooms in the main inn are going to be a more traditional decor. But again, everything is, you know, bright and fresh and refreshed. And then again, this is another bedroom in one of the suites in the cottages. Most of our suites and rooms have fireplaces as well, and they can be requested if it's something as well that's important to the guests. We also, at Chatham Bars Inn, we have 3 houses on property. So this is one of them, called the Octagon House. Then we have 2 other houses, so a villa type product. All 3 of the houses are 4-bedroom houses. I manage them personally. So reach out to me if you have guests that would be interested in this amazing opportunity. In the height of the summer season, they range from about $5,500 to $8,000 per night, which, you know, for what you're getting, the price point is fantastic. So this, for example, the Octagon House, 5,100 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, private elevator, beautiful cabana right in front of the house, right on the beach, where you have full food and beverage service to that. And then you get all the resort access and amenities that you would with a room or suite. So you have daily housekeeping, turn down service, room service, complimentary children's program, bicycles, a lunch, boat launch to the outer beach, everything with the houses. And the other thing I will mention is that the houses, they're available year round. So keep them in mind. I do have 1 still available for Thanksgiving and 2 still available for Christmas. Like Hanukkah time, I still have availability as well. So it's a great time for families to come gather if they want to do, like I said, a more kind of a New England experience. The other thing I would mention is it's great for, even in the winter, to do a celebratory event or a girls' weekend away and tie in the spa and some wine tasting and things like that. So there's some great year-round opportunities with the houses. And that's the back of the Octagon House. And then I'll just get back to, just because we are getting into the holiday season, and I really think this is such a great piece when people hear about. So again, at Chatham Bars Inn, we have, at Thanksgiving time, we have a beautiful grand feast. Guests go to sleep. Overnight, we transform the entire property to Christmas. So then you wake up in the morning and it's Christmas, and it's really a very magical time. And then we have all sorts of programming between then and the holidays. So we have, for children, we have things like gingerbread house making, teddy bear tea, Santa's workshop. We even have an elf tuck-in, where an elf comes to the guest room and tucks the kids in with a storybook and cookies, not cocoa, which is very popular. And then we have activities for adults as well. So there's all sorts of, you know, certain like eggnog making and different variations of that using our Chatham Bars Inn rum, and just some like really fun things. Wreath making, the gingerbread house making, which is kind of a family event. So all sorts of fun things. And then going into first night, like I said, first night is really fun at Chatham Bars Inn. So the town of Chatham has a first night celebration, the entire town throughout the day. It's very, very popular. It's kind of known throughout the country. They do a fantastic job with all sorts of opportunities for fun and games and arts and performances. And then we have a noise parade and all sorts of fun things. And then at the resort, we have that evening, we have kind of a casino royale theme. So we have a great casino night, obviously more for the adults. And then we do, so it's like champagne, caviar, casino, and then fireworks right off the beach. So it's a pretty spectacular way to ring in the new year, right here at Chatham Bars Inn. So that's, I think, the bulk of it, like you can see here the overview of our property, and it's a pretty magical place. Obviously not only just the views and the the buildings and all of the culinary and all of that, but also the people. Like I said, the service here is really, I have to say, is phenomenal, and we'll take great care of your guests and offer a great experience for them. So please reach out. Like I said, I'd love to be involved in the reservation from the very beginning. So appreciate your partnership. And of course, Meg and JMac, always right here in my heart. We love JMac. It's a huge part of Chatham Bars Inn. So that's it. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you, Catherine. And we're going to move right along on the opposite coast over to Blair with Inn at Newport Ranch. Side. And then we'll do some questions at the end. So feel free to keep putting them in the Q&A section. And then at the end, we'll get to those questions if you have any.
Let's see if I can.
Lovely.
Cool. All right. Meg, thank you so much for this opportunity. What a great little series you've created here. It's really fun, and it's just such a delight, to be transported to the East Coast and to Chatham. I actually used to live in Chatham 1,000 years ago. So what a treat to dip into the old Chatham Bars. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to go. Anyways, well, I am sitting on the exact opposite side of the country, literally coast to coast. Whoops, I'm in the wrong screen. I don't know. Hold on one second. What have I done? What have I done? You can tell my tech prowess here. I am the Inn at Newport Ranch I represent. This is really the vision of a man named Will Jackson, who at this moment in time is 95 years old. He is a land steward of a bygone era, an extraordinary gentleman. Still sharp as a tack, and he was out here last week and still wielding a chainsaw. He's amazing. He found the first parcel of this 2,200 acre property in the Wall Street Journal classifieds at his desk in New York. And Will is a gentleman that collects views, as I say. He just kind of has that land bug. And so he thought it was of interest, sent a friend of his up to scope it, and has never looked back. And that was in the early 80s. He grew the property to its current configuration. We have 1.5 miles of private coastline, one of the largest private coastlines in California. It's extraordinary. And he just really has built this jewel of an inn to share it. We're a private timber preserve, a working cattle ranch. We run about 300 head of cattle at this moment. And then we have this inn that is just such a delight to be at the helm of. The ranch is up north. It is north of San Francisco. It's really a place to lean into and relax. It's a place to experience the restorative power of nature and beauty in a luxurious setting. Let's see if there. We are north of San Francisco. It takes about 4 hours driving, either from San Francisco or Sacramento. There is a small regional airport in Santa Rosa that is a lot of people utilize, and that cuts the drive time by about half. The drive, if you enjoy driving, which most of our guests do, the drive is just gobsmackingly stunning. And it goes through the Anderson Valley. There's wineries, there's all sorts of things. There's redwood forests. It's, kind of a plethora of experiences and sites. Some people absolutely want to take all the curves out of the journey and come by helicopter. We have a lot of guests that come by helicopter, and we are happy to facilitate that service. It's, it certainly cuts down on time and curves. So anyways, but it is a stunning drive if you are inclined that way at all. That's that. There you go. There's kind of a bird's eye view of the ranch. Again, we are situated on the coastline. The majority of our property is to the east and incorporates a lot of diverse microclimates. I think that at this point we've been identified with 9 distinct microclimates, and again, it goes from coastal terrace prairie to old growth redwoods. So it is kind of an extravaganza of experiences and vistas. And most of the ranch, we maintain about 25 miles of trails for guest use. This is a private property, so the public does not, it's very, private. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Private. So people utilize the trails for hiking, for mountain biking. We offer extraordinary UTV tours that last 2.5 hours that kind of identify a lot of the cultural and biological unique properties of the land. We offer horseback riding, both on the ranch as well as on the beach. And then there's a lot of wellness treatments that occur on the ranch as well. Forest bathing, sound healing, that guests just are very excited by and find transformative. The architecture here at the ranch, again, I think if Will had a redo, he would have been an architect, so he definitely sees this moment in time to build this unique property. We do, again, try to reflect the land in the architecture, in the buildings, as is evident here. These trees are actually from the property. They're redwood pillars that go through a lot of the buildings. Again, a lot of the stone comes from the property. If it doesn't come directly from the ranch itself, it comes from the nearby, opportunities in Mendocino County. So this property absolutely reflects Mendocino. As you can see, again, there's that. All the rooms are different. There is no standard. We are the exact opposite of the Chatham Bars Inn. We are a tiny property on a massive piece of land. And so we have 10 suites and rooms and a 4-bedroom house. So each one is different. Each one was lovingly created, kind of whimsical, and yet always with the concept of reflecting where it was being built. A lot of our suites are 2-bedroom suites, so can house, 4 people. And then we do have the 4-bedroom house, which can sleep 10. Again, sharing this magical property is, the goal of Will. He collects views, as I said earlier, and that's every room, every hot tub. All the suites have private hot tubs, are really situated and considered to be view seeking. So it's just continually awe-inspiring. To and people just are constantly walking around with open jaws. There's about 27 benches that Will has constructed, all situated and placed to capture just stunning views. You can't see on this slide, but all of them have a table in front of them. So they're ideal for picnics and wine. And you can either walk to them, hike to them, or we are happy to drop you off and pick you up if you're not in the mood. I'm really proud of our culinary program. Patrick Meany is our executive chef. He has an extraordinary pedigree and resume. He started with Thomas Keller at Per Se and Bouchon. Then he just most recently, prior to the Newport Ranch, was at the Harbor House when they acquired their 2 Michelin stars and sustainability star. Again, what our goal is here is to reflect the ranch through food. We have extensive gardens where we grow most of our produce. We do a lot of foraging as well. Every day, the culinary team is out in the forest. We do a lot of fermenting. We do a lot of canning. We have created our own larder from the property. And then, of course, we use the coast. And, gather urchin, seaweed, everything that we can that is really literally in our backyard. So it's extraordinary. Patrick's like a mad scientist, and it's just so much fun. All our food is cooked over live fire in our kitchen. So again, unique and just extraordinary flavor profiles. That's some of our ferments. There's a lot to do in a perfect world. I mean, Mendocino is full of things to do. It's a unique Northern California property that encapsulates a lot of history. But, in a perfect world, I love it when people drive in the driveway and put away their keys in their wallet and they don't pick it up till they leave. We have amazing offerings, in our spa, both in the spa proper and again on the property. I think, and then there's a lot of opportunity for bird watching, for whale watching, for foraging. We do a lot of education. We do a lot of creative outlets in depending seasonal outlets, whether it's dyeing through, utilizing things that people have foraged, gardening, wreath making, all sorts of things. It's really fun. Again, there's horseback riding, both on the property and along the beach. There is, in the area, there's all sorts of things. There's an old train that goes through the redwoods, and then there's braille bikes as well. There's kayaking along the coast and canoeing. Right now, the bioluminescence is blooming, and so that's kind of an extraordinary evening activity. So there's no shortage of things to do. Again, they do tend to be, outdoor related. So that's part of, the magic of the ranch. We have a fleet of UTVs that, are utilized. There's fire pits all over, even though it's a very sensitive subject in Northern California. We're very lucky to be protected from the coastal air as well as the redwoods, which are naturally fire retardant. So we're very mindful, but we do love outdoor fires. We utilize them a lot, as well as having, 5 in the main inn, as well as most of the suites have private fireplaces as well. Again, we have, amazing gardens. We have bees. We do a lot of yoga and outdoor. We love to educate our guests, on all our foraging opportunities. And when they do take advantage of this, then we incorporate their bounty in our dinners, and it's really fun. Sustainability is one of the core tenets and principles in our mission. We plant a redwood tree for every guest that has ever come through the ranch. We offer this opportunity to our guests, which is really fun. We have guests that come back and check on their trees year after year. But it is, maintenance of the forest is important to us. Again, through our bee program and pollination. That's important around this area particularly. We're constantly trying to minimize our footprint, using electric vehicles, recycling water. Our amenities are all produced from red flower. We're really proud of that. Again, endless composting, water usage, trees. So, we're kind of nutty about the whole sustainability thing, but it's necessary, particularly out here in this day and age. We do a lot of also collaborative work with our local nonprofits in the environmental world. And so we're really lucky to have these great relationships, and that is all part of the Inn and is evident. This is, let's see if I can make this work. There. This is kind of a pictorial. I too just finished my video. I was like, that's so funny you said that, Catherine. It's like, I did too. So this is kind of, painting a much better picture than I can do with words. It is just an amazing place that I am so proud to be part of. I've known Will for a very long time, and I admire this man and what he's created here. And to be part of this, the ranch it's a gift to me for sure, and it's a labor of love. And part of the joy I get is watching people's reaction when they come to the ranch and saying, it's like, wow, your website does nothing for this place. This is magical, and our return rate is extraordinary. I've loved working with advisors. So, just always let me know what I can do for you and your guests. JMAC has been an incredible gift to us and what we're doing here at the ranch. And let me know if you have any questions, but also just reach out to me anytime. But this is kind of a little slice of what we're offering on the other side of the country. And again, thanks so much for the opportunity, Meg.
You're so welcome. Absolutely beautiful. Gosh, 2 incredible destinations today. Yeah. This was,
Blair. It's so beautiful.
Very, very different.
Well, I can't wait to come back to Chatham.
Anytime, let me know. Just reach out. Yeah, love to.
I love this. This is when we start planning our own vacations.
Exactly. It's like, wait a minute.
And I'm sure a lot of our advisors are too, right? So
love that.
Let's pop in some of these questions here. So Debbie, I think this question was for Catherine, and you touched on it a little bit, Catherine, about the Thanksgiving holiday period, the shops in town. I think that's kind of like a big thing for some of these smaller destinations, right? Is there anything to do outside of the resort?
There's so much to do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, and the town it's a half a mile from property, as you know, Meg, so it's really walkable right into town, as well as the SUV transportation. But the town itself is really vibrant over between Thanksgiving all the way through, like I said, through first night. And all the shops, restaurants, art galleries, everything's decked out and just beautifully. Like I said, it's like you're starring in a Hallmark movie. So yeah,
like Gilmore Girls, right?
Yes, exactly. It really is. We have a Christmas stroll, which is generally the second weekend of December as well. But yeah, there's a lot. There's so much to do in town and then on property as well.
Oh, what a nice little sentiment, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Crystal is wondering, can you fit a family of 5 in a single room or need 2?
So what I would say is, I mean, we have at Chatham Bars Inn, it's either a king bed or 2 queens. If you have a room with 2 queens, can you add a cot if you have to, or maybe a crib, a pack and play? It's going to be tight. I mean, we would have to, my recommendation would be a suite. So you could do a suite with a king or 2 queen beds, and then all of our suites have sleep sofas. So you'd have a full living room, separate living room, with a sleep sofa, or we could do rollaways in there. So I would really say a suite.
As the youngest in a family of 5, I would say a suite too. That's usually what I would recommend.
We do have, I'll tell you this, we have a few suites, Meg, that have, and as a mother of 4 children, we have a few suites, a bath and a half. So that half bath makes all the difference in the world of being able to be in one accommodation with that many people. So, but we also do have a lot of connecting options as well. We have probably 60 different connecting options. All the rooms and suites at Chatham Bars Inn, all 217, are unique. But the great thing is I know all of them. So you can reach out to me and say, this is what we're looking for, this is who they are, and this is what they need. And I'll say, okay, well, they should be in 171, 172, or, So you can leave that part to to me to help you navigate.
Perfect. And then Elizabeth had a question for you, Blair, about your high and low season.
Thanks for asking. I would say, for sure the quiet season is January through like mid-April. It's constantly shrinking, I've got to say, as people, kind of chase storms and, whale watching becomes a bigger and bigger, component of our life up here. But January and February are absolutely quiet. I can't change that. But the fall is stunning. It's probably the magic time of the year out here. It's, the best kept secret. And then people, it's becoming less a secret. But it, tends to be Indian summer and just extraordinary and, no crowds and not the crowds is a huge thing out here, but less crowded. But summer is, inconsistent. I've got to say, climate change is being absolutely very kind to Mendocino in the fact that the weather continually improves. Long term, I doubt it's a gift, but we're less foggy than we've ever been, and the marine layer burns off quicker. But so basically our high season, I would say, would be May through October.
Perfect. And touching on that too, because Blair and I have been in conversation about a fun little California Love fam trip by JMax. So we would be able to experience not only Inn at Newport Ranch and some of those photos in real life that you've just seen, but San Francisco proper and Farmhouse Inn, two more of some of my favorites. So keep your eyes out, folks, for that, more information. And we would be traveling during those non-peak seasons, which is my favorite time to travel. I don't know about you guys, but I love really experiencing something when it's not in peak season. And I know there's still going to be so much for us to do, even if it's just hanging out on Annie's bench. Did I read that carving right?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
foraging is amazing in the winter.
Yeah. We can do a picnic. And I mean, there's no greater pleasure in my life currently than putting down my cell phone and just experiencing nature. So I think a lot of us deserve that break. So keep your eyes out, like I said, but yep, that's all the questions we had. So that's going to end our last summer school. Thank you all so much for participating and joining these awesome presentations. Blair and Catherine, you ladies rock. Thank you so much. And they will be in touch. So don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Meg. Thanks everybody for joining today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
y'all. Bye.
Bye.